G'day team, I'm Coach Ray. I'm a triathlon coach who specialises in coaching beginner and recreational athletes to achieve their sporting as well as their health and fitness goals. In today's short video, I'm going to take you through week one of my Ironman 70.3 swim success 8-week training plan. Now this plan is designed specifically for Ironman 70.3 athletes who are busy. You've got too many commitments, not enough hours in the day. It might be you're a full-time parent. It might be you're working and managing study simultaneously. Whatever the reason for those commitments, this plan is for you. You may have a feeling of being unprepared for the race day swim. You may be struggling with generic plans that don't fit your lifestyle. That is what this plan is designed for. Now, if you want bike and run training as well, or you want a strength training plan that complements this, I've got some details of those at the end, but let's get into the nuts and bolts of this plan. So the focus points for week one, getting started. This is the time to develop consistency, and we're also going to assess your current level of capability so we know how to benchmark our future training sessions. Let's have a look at the workouts this week. We've got the 3 swim sessions, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Session 1, Session 2, Session 3, respectively. On the Monday, we're going to do a couple of time trials. 400 meters, 200 meters. See what you're currently capable of. On Tuesday, we're going to do 6 by 200 meters, and amongst a few other things within the workout to build some stamina. And on Thursday, we're going to do 15 by 100 meters, and we're going to be working on your threshold with that session. Let's have a look at session 1. This is what we use to set a benchmark for future performance. We also set paces for the various levels of intensity. The details of the workout. You're going to start with a 400 meter warm-up. It might be a 400 yard warm-up as well. If you swim in a 50 or a 25 yard pool, just do a 400 yard swim for your warm-up. If you're doing in a 25 or a 50 meter pool, do 400 meters warm-up. Now this warm-up, you can stop, do some stretching as you need through the warm-up. It doesn't need to be a continuous swim, but keep those breaks at the end of the pool short and sweet, do some stretching, and then push off and move on. Next up is a set of 8 by 50 meter drills, or 50 meters drill/swim. Once again, just when I say meters and you swim in a yard pool, just translate it to 50 yards instead of meters, or 25 yards. So 4 by 50 meter drill swim. The first length, or the first half a length, the 25 meters, do a drill. Doesn't really matter what drill you use, but if you click the link for the full description of this workout in the description, there will number of links through to some videos of some suitable drills to do. So the first half of that 50 meters is drill, the second half is swim. So straight away you just push off from the wall or transition from doing whatever drill you were doing into regular swimming. It's all about working on the neuromuscular pathways. We're focusing on an aspect of your stroke for that drill, and then we're incorporating that new neuromuscular pathway as we transition straight into that swimming. There is no rest. Have that rest after you've done the 50 meters. 25 drill, 25 swim. The next set we're doing is 8 by 25 meter pickups with a 10-second rest interval. Now, pickup, we start off nice and slow and we build our pace over that 25 meters. So our first few strokes are slow, the next few strokes are a moderate pace, the next few are a fast pace, faster pace, fastest pace, and then sprinting as you touch the wall for the 25 meters. Have a 10-second rest and repeat that again a total of 8 times. By this stage, your heart rate should have been elevated. You're ready, pumped and ready for your 400 meter time trial. Swim that 400 meters as fast as you can. Record the time. That's going to become important later on. Once you've done the 400 meter time trial, take a 10-minute rest, and in that 10 minutes, cover 200 meters, just nice and easy. Rest when you need to, just swim that real gentle pace, just tick those arms over, flush out any lactic acid, get ready for the next time trial, which is 200 meters. You can swim the 200 meters at a faster pace. Shorter distance, yeah, less time to sustain the pace. Push that as hard as you can. See how fast you can swim that 200. Once again, record your time and we'll come into a bit more details on that on the next slide. Once you're done, finish with a 200 meter cool down for a total of 2,000 meters. Now the 200 meter cool down, same as the warm up, doesn't need to be continuous. Feel free to stop and stretch as you need to, but keep those stops at the end of the pool short and sweet. We'll take your 400 meter time and your 200 meter time. We're going to subtract the 200 from the 400 and divide it by 2. That's going to give us what's known as your tee time. So using an example here, time for 400 meters of 7 minutes 19, and then a 200 meter time of 3 minutes 31. So we subtract those two, it leaves us with 3 minutes 48 seconds, and we divide it by 2 to give us a 100 meter equivalent. That works out at being 1:54. That is your tee time. We'll cover that in future weeks when we utilize your tee time for your swimming. I find it a lot easier just to round it to the nearest 5, or round it up to the next 5 seconds. So 1:54 would round up to 1:55. If you end up being 2:01, it's probably easier to do 2 minutes, but rounding to 2:05 just gives you a little bit more room to move with your time. An easy to remember time is going to be, an easy to remember tee time is going to be important, because you're going to need to do some mental calculations in the middle of some sets at times. For now, just know that that is your tee time and remember it. And I'll cover the tee time in a bit more detail in future workouts when we use it. Session 2 for the week, we're going to cover off on some technique work. We're going to look at some sustained pace work, and we're also going to finish the session with some sprint work while we're a little bit fatigued. This session is 2,600 meters and it starts with a 400 warm-up. Same deal as the previous session. Stop and stretch as you need to during the warm-up. It doesn't need to be a continuous swim. Next up is another set of 8x50 drill swim. The first 25 focusing on a drill. The second 25 incorporate the techniques from that drill, enhancing your stroke in regular swimming. Pause at the end of these drill swim reps. Grab a quick sip if need be from your drink bottle. Focus on what you're going to do for the next drill and then push off and continue. The main set is 6 by 200 meters with a 30-second rest interval. So you're trying to sustain a pace, keep it nice and consistent across each of the 6 reps. Limit yourself to that 30-second rest interval. Be strict with that and optimize your future performance. Once you've finished the 6th rep, the next set is 8 by 50 meters sprinting with only a 15-second rest interval. This simulates finishing the end of the swim. You're picking up the pace. You're wanting to get to the end, optimizing your time as best you can. And then conclude with a 200 meter cool down. As with Monday's session, it doesn't need to be continuous. Feel free to stop and stretch. And with all the cool downs, feel free to include other strokes. Probably not butterfly, but breaststroke and backstroke are really great to include during your cool down. In session 3, we're going to include some technique work. We're also going to do some threshold work. 2,500 meters for this session, a 400 warm-up, same as the previous 2 sessions of the week. 8 by 50 meter drill swims, same as the previous 2 sessions of the week. Don't forget to look at the link down below for a full description of these workouts, including links to videos of some recommended drills. The main set for the session 3 is 15 by 100 meters with only a 20-second rest interval. Keep that pace steady, keep that pace consistent from rep to rep, and towards the end, if you've got a little bit extra to give that little bit extra. You're still going to get that full 20-second rest interval. I usually try and block these into 5 reps. Do 5 reps, and during that 20-second rest interval, I have a quick sip from my drink bottle Do another 5 reps, and within that 20 seconds, it doesn't get extended, it still stays 20 seconds. Time to get a quick drink in. And that just helps me mentally count them through. I've got 5 and then I have a drink. I have another 5, have a drink, and then the final 5, and then I'm done. Almost done the whole set. The only thing left to go is the cool down. Once again, 200 meters, stop and stretch as needed, incorporate that backstroke and breaststroke into that portion of the session. Now, at the start of this video, I said I've got other options. So if you want a bike and run training plan to complement this swim plan, Ironman 70.3 fast track, maximize your performance in just 10 hours per week is a really great option. 8 weeks long, same as this training plan. Like I said, they complement each other. You'll find the same swim sessions are in the Ironman 70.3 fast track. Now, if you want a strength program to complement your triathlon training and line up with 8 weeks of training, then TriStrong, 8 weeks to a stronger, faster you is going to be your best option. 4 weeks of strength endurance work, 2 weeks of maximum strength, and then 2 weeks of strength maintenance, timed nicely for the end of the program to see you peaking your performance. Now, if you want something a bit more personalized, send me a direct message either on Facebook, where I'm easy to find, or Instagram at coach_ray_NZ, or send me an email, coachray@coachray.nz. If you have it, I've got options for you to build up your fitness regardless of when your Ironman 70.3 is, and we can talk through how best to deliver that for you. Links for all those programs are in the description down below, as well as a link where you can get this training plan downloaded into either TrainingPeaks or Training Tilt, and you can follow along with structured workouts that go straight into your Garmin watch. Any questions? Feel free, use that email address, send me an email. I'm happy to help.